Alright guys, so the Halloween update is finally here, and I'm going to be real with you. Yeah, as everyone's probably already noticed by now, this update came out pretty buggy. Let's just get that out of the way first. From the moment it dropped, things weren't exactly smooth. For example, the highly anticipated Demon Shidou didn't even release today. The devs officially pushed him back to tomorrow, which already threw off a lot of people who were waiting for hours for the servers to go live. Then there were all the smaller bugs. Like at launch, you literally couldn't use Flow. That's right, Flow just wasn't working. No activations, no effects, nothing. They did patch it pretty quickly after, but still. Classic Blue Lock Rivals moment, right? But anyway, we're not going to focus too much on the negatives today. Because honestly, even though this update was buggy and rough around the edges, I actually liked it. I genuinely think it's one of those updates that, beneath all the chaos, is really interesting if you actually look deeper into it. Now, I know by now everyone's already seen all the big stuff. The new Halloween-themed menus, the new accessories, Reaper Sae finally being added, the limited event spins, and all of that. So I'm not going to waste time listing what's already obvious. Instead, I want to talk about something subtle. Something most people probably didn't notice right away. Because if you look closely, you can start to see a pattern forming. And I think that pattern is that the devs are slowly bringing back the old Blue Lock Rivals styles. Yeah, you read that right. They're actually starting to bring back the classic original styles that so many of us used to love, just in newer, reworked forms. Let me explain what I mean. Let's take Reaper Sae, for example. The moment you start playing him, it's clear. His moves aren't brand new, at least not in the sense of completely reinvented. They're refined versions of the moves that the original Sae used to have before his big rework. You can literally see it in the details. That arm swipe? It's the same concept as his OG move, but now turned into this ghostly scythe-like slash with Reaper VFX wrapped around it. His dribble move feels identical to his pre-rework dribble, just more fluid and darker in tone. And honestly, I love that. Because this isn't laziness. This is nostalgia. Intentional nostalgia. It feels like the devs are realizing that people miss the original versions of these styles. And instead of just recycling them, they're reintroducing them in a way that's modern and relevant. Keeping what made them iconic, but improving the visuals and balance so they can fit into the current meta. Reaper Sae is the perfect example of this. He plays like the old Sae, elegant, sharp, composed, but with new life. His scythe visuals make his movements feel like they have weight again, like the Reaper title actually means something. And that's what makes him special. And if you think about it, this isn't just a one-off thing. We've been seeing this trend for a few updates now. Let's look back a little. When the NEL Rin rework dropped, what did they do? They brought back his OG curve shot, they brought back opposite direction, and they even reintroduced his full gravity burst. Literally everything people used to love about his original kit made its way back, just slightly tuned and polished, and people loved it. Because that's the version of Rin that felt right, and before that we got the OG Aiku revert. Remember how they handled that? They didn't just tweak him, they literally reverted him. They brought back his old moveset because players were saying his reworked version just didn't feel like Aiku anymore. So now, between Reaper Sae's release and those past few updates, I think it's safe to say that this isn't a coincidence. The devs are starting to embrace this idea of returning to the roots of Blue Lock Rivals, those early raw versions of styles that people still remember. And I love it. Because for the longest time, one of the biggest complaints from the community has been how many reworks completely erased what made a style fun to play in the first place. Like, the moves were newer, sure, but they didn't have the soul of the character. Now it feels like the devs finally understand that. They're not just throwing away the old ideas anymore, they're bringing them back, improving them, and mixing nostalgia with modern mechanics. It's such a smart move because it appeals to both audiences. Newer players get to experience these classic playstyles they missed out on, while older players, the OGs, get to relive the feeling of playing their favorite styles again. And honestly, that's such a win-win. Because when I saw Reaper Sae's moveset for the first time, I instantly had flashbacks to the original Sae. The timing of his dribbles, the way his animations flow, like it all just feels familiar. But at the same time, it's fresh and cinematic. That's a really hard balance to achieve, and they actually pulled it off. And it makes me wonder, who's next? If they're going down this road, it only makes sense that more OG styles could make a comeback soon. Like seriously, can you imagine if they brought back OG Baru? That would break the game. Remember his original dribble dash? That thing was borderline unstoppable. The moment he activated it, you just knew he was going to blast through everyone and finish with one of the strongest shots in the game. The old Baru was terrifying and honestly one of the most fun styles to play. If they ever decide to bring him back, maybe as a limited time event style, like a New Year Baru or a Winter King Baru, that would be such a perfect way to continue this old styles revival trend, especially since Christmas and New Year are coming up soon. And if we really think about it, it's totally possible. Because that's exactly what they did with Reaper Sae and Demon Shidou. Limited event versions with full movesets inspired by their original playstyles. So yeah, this could easily become a pattern where each big event gives us a reimagined classic style. Like OG Baru for New Year, OG for maybe a summer update, or even OG for next spring. It's honestly such a cool way to keep the game feeling fresh without losing its identity. Because let's be honest, that identity comes from those early characters. The ones that defined how the game felt when we first played it. The speed, the precision, the clean animations. The original versions had a charm that newer styles sometimes lost when everything became over the top with long cutscenes and giant VFX explosions. So seeing the devs bringing that older energy back little by little is amazing. It gives hope that Blue Lock Rivals isn't just chasing flashy updates, it's trying to reconnect with what made it special in the first place. And like I said earlier, I don't think it's fair to call it laziness. This feels intentional. You can tell there's love behind these choices. The way Reaper Sae's old moves were reworked, the return of Rin's original mechanics, Ayiku's revert, and even the way new styles like Demon Shidou are being built with personality first instead of just numbers. It's like the devs are finally saying, hey, let's make these styles feel like themselves again. And as someone who's been covering this game for months, I can't tell you how good that feels to see. So yeah, the Halloween update might have been buggy, maybe a little rough at launch, but the direction it's showing us, it's the right one. It's creative, it's nostalgic, and it's exciting again. Now all that's left is to see how they handle Demon Shidou when he finally drops tomorrow. If they nail his style the same way they did with Reaper Sae, then I think this might go down as one of the best updates we've had. Not just for content, but for what it represents. Because this might not just be a Halloween update, it might be the start of a revival era for Blue Lock Rivals. Old styles reborn, nostalgia reimagined. And if they keep going in this direction, the next few months are going to be incredible. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Did you notice that Reaper Sae feels like the old Sae? And which classic style would you want them to bring back next? Personally, I'm rooting for OG Baru. That guy deserves redemption. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow when we finally get our hands on Demon Shidou.